Hey you guys, welcome to another WundaCore YouTube workout. All right, today we are on the mat. We have a little bit of a plethora of props today, so I'm gonna go over that with you, but have a comfortable space to work. We are gonna be moving around quite a bit standing, so you need space to lunge, okay? So think about that. We are gonna be using a slider today too. So if you don't have a slider, grab a paper plate if you're on carpet. If you're on hard floor, a fuzzy sock will work, or a little washcloth would also work, okay? So grab something like that. All right, well, let's go over everything. You've got your WundaCore, of course. You're gonna use your WundaCore the entire time. Now, we're also gonna swap in a couple other things, one of them being a slider. It is only for one movement sequence today, but that movement sequence is single-sided, so we're gonna do it on the right and we're gonna do it on the left. Slider, if you are on hard floor, you want the foam side down. If you're on carpet, you want the plastic side down. Okay, and like I said, if you need something else, paper plate, socks, washcloth, grab that. Okay, and then one light dumbbell. I have a 3-pounder today. I would not go any heavier than 3 pounds. It's going to get quite heavy, and I want you to remember we're working from the core. Okay, so I don't want you to only feel the shoulder and the arm working when it's in that hand. I want you to be able to deliver it from the core. So 3 pounds would be a really nice weight, okay? But anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds will work. I wouldn't suggest body weight only unless you just want to do the movement pattern of the upper body work, which is fine as well, okay? And that is it. One more note on the slider. That movement that we do, if you'd rather step in and out of it rather than sliding, you don't need your slider. Okay, so that's an option as well. And I will cue to all of it once we're in the movement sequence. Okay? All right, so let's start with the WundaCore. I want you to have your weight and your slider off to the side, okay? And come down onto your knees for me. So knees are hips width apart. We're gonna start in a high kneeling position. I want you to make sure you think about sternum over pubic bone so that we're not leaning backwards already. So right up there. Toes behind you, not turned under. That's gonna put undue pressure on the kneecap. We don't need that to be bothering us, okay? So let's relax the toes. I want you to take that WundaCore right around your forearm. So halfway between the wrist and the elbow. I just have lotion on, so now I'm noticing, oh, that's a little slippery. I was just gonna make it a little harder to work, right? Okay, all right, so we wanna roll those shoulder blades down the back body. Envision your shoulder blades hugging your rib cage, okay? That's a nice way to think about them. Broaden your collarbone. All right, now you're imprinting outbound into the WundaCore. Your palms are in, your thumbs are up. All right, now from here, we're gonna find a hover. So I want you to send your sitting bones back towards your heels. It's a natural torso tilt that will happen. That's because we're thinking about our sitting bones first, right? Not the chest first. Inhale as you rise up, thinking about those inner thighs lifting up along the spine. Exhale, reach and broaden at the sitting bone. Inhale, rise back up. Intention outbound into that ring. Good. Reach those sitting bones back. Good. And rise up. One more like that, and we're going to start to work some arm movement. Exhale, reach those sitting bones back, broadening at the glute. Inhale, rise up. Now this time, when you hover, you're going to bring your elbows in towards your waist. You are still intentioning outbound into the ring. Okay, or the WundaCore. Inhale, rise back up. You know when I say ring, I mean WundaCore, right? It's kind of interchangeable. The prop is very different, but that word. Inhale, rise back up. Good. Keep those collarbones broad. Exhale, broaden at the sitting bones. Notice that little bit of heat in the upper body. Inhale, rise, reaching those arms right off the chest, right? Those arms are no higher than shoulder height. Inhale, rise. You have 2 more just like that. Exhale, sitting bones broaden, belly button lifts up and back. Inhale, sternum over pubic bone. Good. Last one like this. Reach the sitting bones back. We're going to add on again. Okay. Inhale, rise up. Now you're going to continue that same movement pattern. Reach the sitting bones back, elbows bend. Now this time you're gonna rise up, extend the arms and hold it because we're gonna lift those arms up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale, bring your arms back to chest height. Find that hover, reaching the sitting bones, bending at the elbow. Inhale, rise up, full extension. Open those arms up and overhead. Good, feel the lift out of the waistline. Exhale, bring it down. Here we go. Hover, reach it back. Good, inhale, rise up. Lift those arms up and overhead. Very nice. 3 more just like that. Find that hover. Good, warming everything up, both lower and upper half, right? The core is the driver of it all. Inhale, up and overhead. Those biceps, they never come past your ears. Last 2, reach the sitting bones back. Inhale, rise, up and over with those arms. Good, feel the shoulder blades melt down the back body when you lift the arms overhead. Last 1, reach. Good, and rise. Shoulder blades melt down the back. Good, now you're gonna come back to chest height with that WundaCore. You're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna take it out into a staggered position, but a 45 angle off the hip, right? So instead of bringing that foot straight forward, right, which is a staggered kneel, I want you to take it out to the side so it's externally rotated from the hip. My kneecap tracks with my big toe and my second toe, so look for that. And that knee generally falls right over the footbed, so the center of the foot. You're still intentioning into that ring, okay, or into that WundaCore. Let's do a little wood chop here. You're gonna take that WundaCore down towards your left hip and then up to the right, okay? Exhale, down to the left hip. Feel that twist through the rib basket and up to the right. Good. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Good. Keep the hips quiet, right? You're very stable in that lower half, so it shouldn't be hard to keep it quiet. I want you to feel the twist, waistline up. Last 2. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Last 1. Exhale, bring that WundaCore down. Inhale, bring it up. And come all the way back to chest height. Place the right knee under the hip. Let's do the left side. We're not coming back to this pattern, this movement pattern. Okay, left foot out, externally rotated from the hip. That knee is tracking with big toe, second toe, and over the footbed. And to recommit to that intention in the WundaCore. I know it's a lot. Hang on. Okay, exhale down to the right. Inhale up to the left. Okay, that right knee is directly under the hip. Those right toes are relaxed. Inhale. Every time you bring that WundaCore up, right here, I want you to think of the right ribs reaching for the left inner thigh. Okay, exhale down. Inhale, lift. Now there's some weight to your WundaCore, so you're feeling this. I know you are. Exhale, lift it up. You've got 1 more. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it up. Come back to chest height and bring that left knee under your hip. Beautiful job. Bring your arms down. Woo! Okay, roll out those shoulders a little bit. We're gonna come into a push-up-like sequence. So you're gonna bring your WundaCore down on the mat. You still don't need any other props. Hands are gonna come on either side of your WundaCore. So your WundaCore is the wide way. Okay, hands are on those short ends on the either side. But make sure your hands are on the floor. Okay, your thumbs are touching the WundaCore. Now this is probably going to make your arms slightly wider than shoulder width. That's okay. We're just gonna get deeper into the transverse abdominal muscles. So here we go. Let's step back into a plank. Okay, so find your stable plank. I want you to think about breathing into the backside of the ribs. Draw the belly button up and in. Now, we're gonna do 1 scapular push-up. I want you to make sure your feet are hips width apart. If you go slightly wider, it's just gonna make you more stable. So you can do that if you need more stability today, okay? Now, if you need to drop to your knees, that is also an option. Relax your toes, keep your hips open, and you are in your modified plank. All right, now from here, A scapular push-up looks like this. Your sternum drops towards the WundaCore, but you do not bend your elbows. Your shoulder blades get closer together, and then you press up from there. Okay, so let's do one together. Here we go. One scapular push-up. Sternum drops towards the WundaCore, and then we press up from there. And now you're going to give me one push-up, either on your knees or on your toes, your choice. Okay, elbows track wide, chest comes towards the WundaCore. Inhale, you press up. Okay, let's do it again. One scapular push-up. Sternum drops, elbows do not bend at all. Okay, press up and away. And now we lower into our push-up. Inhale, press it up. Good, here we go. Scapular push-up. Sternum lowers, shoulder blades get closer together. Inhale, protract the shoulder blades, lift and breathe into the back body. And then exhale, bend those elbows wide. Inhale, press. Good, you got 3 more. One scapular push-up and press. Elbows track wide, find your full push-up. Inhale, lift. Good, last 2, here we go. Scapular push-up. Inhale, press. Exhale, elbows track at a 45. Inhale, press it up. Give me one more. Here we go. Scapular and press. One full push-up and press. Hold your plank for 6. Good, for 5. For 4. Last 3. Last 2. And come down to your knees. Whoo, well done. Take your knees as wide as your mat. Sit back into your hips. Give yourself a little stretch real quick in child's pose. Good. Think about lengthening out of the waistline and reaching the hips back away from your fingertips. And when you are ready, I want you to come back up to your knees. We got a single arm sequence with our weight and our WundaCore. So grab your weight in your right hand. Your WundaCore is under your left palm. We are high kneeling again. Okay, so knees are hips width apart, toes are relaxed. Your WundaCore is the tall way underneath your left palm, okay? Right by your left side. Now, I want you to make sure that the WundaCore and your arm is slightly in front of your side seam. So it's not back here, because all that's gonna do is facilitate a twist. And that's not what we want. So let's bring that WundaCore slightly in front of the side seam and keep our shoulders and our hips square, okay? Now, right arm is gonna come into an offering position. So your elbow is bent by your waist, palm up, okay? We're gonna hover. So I'm gonna ask you to reach your sitting bones back, broadening at the glute. You get that natural hinge. Belly button is up and in. On your inhale, you're gonna rise and open your hips and offer that right weight forward. It is at underarm height, okay? Exhale, reach your sitting bones back. Let your eyes follow your spine, so I don't want you looking like this. I want your eyes and the back of your neck to be nice and long. Well, your eyes are not long, but the back of your neck is. Inhale, rise up. Good. Sometimes I mesh my cues together, and then they don't make sense, right? Hover at the sitting bones. Good. Narrow at the sitting bones. Open the front of your seat crease. Good. Exhale, reach back. Elbow bends by your waist. Inhale, rise back up. 3 more. Exhale, hover. Now that WundaCore is keeping us from collapsing on the left side. Right? It's also helping us not twist, right? It's just keeping alignment a little bit more stable. Inhale, rise up. Good. I want you to give some intention into that WundaCore. Last one. Exhale, hover and bend that right elbow. Inhale, rise and hold. Now you're going to turn that right palm in, and we're going to do a little hug the tree. So that right arm is going to open. There's no more hover. Inhale, open. Now I don't want you to go past your side seam. Make sure that arm is in your peripheral vision and that elbow is slightly soft. And then we exhale, bring it back to right in front of the shoulder. Inhale, open. Exhale, narrow at the rib basket, close that arm. Okay, I want you to use the inhale to open and your exhale to narrow and close. Good. Inhale and exhale. You have 4 more, okay? Inhale. Good, don't let that arm drop. Exhale, narrow at the rib basket. So think about your ribs when you exhale. Every time they get a little more narrow and they funnel into the pelvis. Last 2. Inhale and exhale. Last 1. Inhale. Exhale, close that arm. Now hold it here. You're gonna bend that right elbow and turn the palm down. So you are now a half T position. The bell of your weight is at your right shoulder. Okay, from here, we're gonna stay in this high kneel, but this is your last layer. You're gonna rotate. So on your inhale, you're gonna send that right arm across the midline, rotating towards your WundaCore. Exhale, come back to center. Good. Inhale, twist and rotate. Exhale, bring it back. Beautiful. Inhale. Now you want to keep those hips quiet. The WundaCore is helping with that. Exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, bring it back. You got 4 more of those, just like that. Keep that right shoulder away from your ear, even as it gets heavy, right? I know it's getting heavy. Let it shake. Keep the shoulder down. Good. That right shoulder blade hugs the rib basket. Exhale, bring it back. Last 2. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Last 1. Inhale, find that rotation. Exhale, bring it back. And bring that right elbow all the way down. Woo, okay. You're not gonna love me for this, but we're coming back into a plank. So put your weight down. We're gonna do that other side, but right after we do the little centered something. So bring the WundaCore the wide way on your mat. You're gonna face the WundaCore. This time, instead of being on our hands, we're gonna be on our forearms. All right, so 1 forearm on the right side, 1 forearm on the left side. I want you to make sure that your forearms are touching the WundaCore. Again, you're gonna be wider than shoulder width, but that's gonna work deeper into the transverse abdominal muscle. Now you have a choice with your hands. Thumbs up, which is a ninja palm, or palms down, your choice, okay? I want you to find that. Once you are there, your shoulders are gonna stay over your elbows, but you're gonna step your right foot back and your left foot's gonna follow. Now for this, I want you to take your feet wide, slightly wider than your hips, slightly wider than your hips, okay? We're gonna do a little pounce here. All right, so we're gonna be sending ourselves back away from our elbows or our wrists. So right here, on your exhale, you're gonna bend at your knees and you're gonna send yourself away from your elbows. Knees are gonna tap and then you're gonna inhale as you come forward. So it's a little shoulder glide, okay? You're gonna send yourself back, knees bend. We tap the mat, we keep the belly button up and in. And then we inhale, narrow at the sitting bones, extend the knee. Exhale, bend the knee, send ourselves back. It's not a big range of motion. Inhale, come forward, but quite shaky, right? Exhale, bend and tap. Inhale, send yourself forward. 2 more. Exhale, bend and tap. Inhale, come forward. Last 1. Exhale, slide back. Inhale, slide forward. Hold your forearm plank for 8, 7, 6. Broaden at the collarbone. 5, 4, 3, 2, and knees down again. Send yourself back into child's pose. Give yourself that little stretch. Open up the shoulder. Whoo. All right, when you are ready, you're coming back up. We're gonna do that single arm movement on the other side. So grab your WundaCore that is now on the right side of you. Your left hand has the weight, okay? High kneeling. I know we're on our knees a lot, but after this we get up, okay? Knees, hips width apart. That WundaCore is slightly in front of your side seam. Left arm bent at the waist, palm up. Okay, here we go. You're gonna send those sitting bones back, find a hover. Okay, you're broad at the glute. I want you to think about the sitting bones getting closer together when you lift. They get closer together. The inner thighs lift up along the spine. You offer that left arm right off the shoulder. Okay, exhale, reach back. Inhale, lift. I want you to think a little bit more about the inner thighs playing a role on that lift rather than you clenching at the glute, right? Think of the inner thighs lifting like suspenders. Exhale, reach back. You've got 3 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Good. Give that WundaCore a little intention. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, rise up and hold it. Now you're going to turn that left palm in. Okay, we're going to hug a tree. Stay upright. Broaden your collarbone, shoulder blades, hug the ribs. Left elbow is soft. Inhale, open that arm. It never passes your side seam. Narrow the ribs, close the arm. Okay? Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now use the breath to contract through the core. Inhale. Exhale. Funnel the ribs into the pelvis. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Now, sometimes my breath doesn't always match yours, especially when I'm cueing, right, when I'm talking. So it's a little different on my end, but I want you to think about that every time. You're not talking, hopefully. So inhale, open. Exhale, close. Last 3. Inhale. Good. And exhale, intention into that WundaCore just a little bit. Last 2. And exhale, use that core. Inhale, open that left arm last time. Exhale, close. Now hold it here. Bend the elbow and turn the palm down. Okay, so now the bell of the weight is right in front of your left shoulder. We're gonna twist. Inhale, you're gonna reach that left arm cross body. My left ribs are rotating towards the WundaCore. And then exhale, bring it back. Good. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, bring it back. Last 6. I had to think. Inhale. And exhale. You know, Pilates teachers, right? They get a bad rap on counting, but we deserve it. We deserve that bad rap because most of the time we do a pretty bad job. So I feel pretty good today. 4 more. Inhale. And exhale, keep those hips quiet. Your sternum is directly over your pubic bone. So we are not leaning back, we're not leaning forward. Last 2, I know that arm is tired, hang on. Inhale. And exhale, last 1. Inhale, find that rotation. Exhale, bring it back. And bring that elbow all the way down. Okay, we're standing up. But for this sequence, you do not need your weight. So we will need it. So I want you to place it at one end of your mat, okay? Your slider, we need that, okay? So come on up with your WundaCore. All right, now we're gonna need the slider underneath our right foot. Okay, so the ball of your right foot, your heel is lifted, is on the slider. The WundaCore is in your right hand. Okay, the tall way. So we're gonna lunge and we're gonna find contact with the floor using the WundaCore. All right, because we've got some range of motion work on your left side. All right, so your left foot is grounded. If you have a mat, have your left foot on the mat, have your slider off the mat. Okay, we're standing up on that left foot. Left hand can be directly on your hip. Okay, so you look like this. Okay, and here we go. We're gonna slide back into that lunge. So your left knee's gonna bend. Okay, you're sliding back with that right leg. And that WundaCore is gonna find the ground. Okay, now you've got that natural torso tilt. What I want you to make sure is not happening is that we're not dumping the right shoulder and rib cage to get onto the WundaCore. Right, I want you to stay lifted off of the WundaCore. All that is providing is a tactile cue for you today in this move, okay? So no resting on it. My fingertips are on it. I'm in my lunge. Now stay right here. You're gonna send your yourself away from your left foot. So you're gonna open the back of your left knee. Now, keep your fingertips on the WundaCore. You could even move it with you if you want to. Okay, it's gonna provide a little bit of support. If you can open the back of your left knee all the way, fantastic, but you remember, you need to come back. Okay, so I want you to use the left hamstring, keep the left foot flat, and pull yourself back into that lunge, right? We feel the psoas strength and we feel that left hamstring. Now, you're gonna send that left knee forward in front of your toes. So we find deep dorsiflexion on the foot. Keep your heel down. We're challenging flexibility here, okay? Come back to your normal lunge where your left knee is over the footbed, tracking with big toe, second toe. All right, from here, you're gonna come all the way back up to standing, and you're gonna lift the right foot off the WundaCore and find a Liberty position where the knee is in front of the hip. I've brought the WundaCore to the top of my right thigh. All right, that's it. The WundaCore in this movement pattern is more to help alignment, okay? So I want you to think about it that way. Okay, here we go. Right foot back to the slider. Your right arm is long, left hand is still on your hip. Let's slide into our lunge by bending our left knee, right? Hips are level, natural tilt of the torso, so you get a long line from the crown of your head out your right heel. Reach your left hip back, reach your right hip forward, stay here. Okay, now you're gonna open the back of your left knee. So you're gonna slide away from your left foot. WundaCore can move with you. Remember, you need to come back. Okay, so if you can find full extension, great, but I need you to come back. On your exhale, you're gonna come back to your lunge. Now you're gonna slide forward. Slide that left knee in front of your left toes, finding deep dorsiflexion, right? Feel that stretch through the Achilles and the back of that calf. Good. Come back to your normal lunge and rise all the way up, lifting that right knee in front of the hip. There we go with the WundaCore. Balance, right? My balance showed that it wasn't ready right there. Okay, balance, hold. Put the right foot back on the slider. Here we go. We're getting a little bit of everything in this one. Slide into your lunge. Left knee is tracking with big toe, second toe. Take a look for that. Don't be afraid to make an adjustment, okay? Open the back of your left knee. Slide back, right? We keep the same height. Then we come forward. That's tough, okay? Slide the left knee in front of the toes. Challenge that flexibility. Hold it once you get there. Come back to your normal lunge. Come all the way up. Lift the right knee in front of the hip. Find balance. Draw that belly button up and in. Sternum's over pubic bone. Right? Hips square, shoulders square. Excellent. Let's do it again. Toes to the slider. Good. Find your lunge. Slide back. This is a perfect example of something that's done on the floor, much more difficult than if it was on the reformer, okay? I want you to know that the mat is hard. I know it's hard, all right? So you're doing hard things here. Let's open the back of your left knee. Slide back, right? Right here, this is all you. This is all you, okay? Strength of the hamstring, strength of the psoas. Let's pull it back. Now slide that left knee in front of your toes. Hold. Come back to your normal lunge. Rise all the way up, dragging and pressing into the slider so you feel the strength of the core. Lift the knee in front of the hip, hold. You got two more, okay? Right toes to the slider. Good, hold it. Find your lunge. Lengthen back. Good. Hips stay square. Make sure that right hip is reaching forward, the left sitting bone is reaching back. Open the back of your left knee. The WundaCore can move with you. Keep your fingertips on that WundaCore. It's going to provide some stability here. Okay? Pull with that hamstring. Press through the core into that slider. Now send your left knee in front of your toes. Come back to your normal lunge. And rise all the way up with intention. Right knee in front of the hip. Find it and hold it. Okay, one more. You ready? Toes to the slider. Here we go. Slide back into your lunge. Good. Open the back of your left knee. Excellent. Come back to your lunge. Send your toes in front of, send your knee in front of your toes. Come back to your lunge. Rise all the way up and find that knee in front of the hip. Now I do have one hold for you. Okay, you ready for it? Your toes are coming back to your slider. Just one, we can do this. Slide into your lunge. Slide into your lunge. You're gonna be a little bit more used to this one. All right, you've got your WundaCore. Make sure your shoulder is not dropping on that right side. You're square, right? Chest is slightly tilted, natural bone rhythm. Knee is over the footbed. All right, here we go. You're gonna drag the right knee under the hip. So it's a psoas recruitment right here. So you're gonna use the psoas to pull the right femur up into the pelvis, knee under the hip. And then you're gonna send it all the way back out. Stay in your lunge. Exhale, draw that psoas up along the spine like a suspender. You pull it right up there, right? And then you inhale back to full extension. Exhale, drag it under. Inhale, send it out. Left leg is isometric, try to relax your toes. Exhale. Now when you drag that, I want you to be pressing down into your slider at the same time. You have two more. Exhale, drag it under the hip. Inhale, send it out. Last one. Exhale, pull and drag. Inhale, send it back. And come all the way up. Okay, before we do the other side, we're gonna do a little balance work. So get rid of your slider just for a moment. You need your weight. Grab it with your left hand, okay? Now, remember we just did this, but you're gonna be back in that Liberty position. So your right knee is gonna be in front of your hip, and the WundaCore is now gonna be the wide way. So you're gonna put that little indent at the top of your thigh. Okay, now right palm is on the other side of that WundaCore. Your left arm, I'm gonna face you actually. Your left arm is gonna come up and overhead, okay? All right, now, keeping that bicep tight against the ear, okay? You wanna think of a long line right up out of your shoulder, okay? You're gonna keep that there, palm in. You're gonna intention into the WundaCore. So we're gonna press down into the WundaCore. Do not let the thigh drop. And then release a little. I'm gonna lose my balance. Press down and release. Good. Press down and release. Draw that belly button up and in. It needs to be strong, that core, to hold the knee in front of the hip. And release. 3 more. Press down and release. Last 2. Press down and release. You're pressing from your back. Press down and release. Now on your next one, you're gonna hold your press just halfway. All right, just a little intention. Now your left arm is gonna do a tricep extension. So you're gonna bend the left elbow, right? The weight comes behind the shoulder, a full extension, and then you're gonna lower the left arm and lift it. Oh boy, here we go. Tricep extension. Good. Draw that belly button up and in, okay? Because if it's not, you're really gonna feel that hip flexor. I know you're gonna feel it, right? But we wanna think about using the core to hold up that leg. Bend and extend. Lower the arm and lift the arm. You have 3 more. Tricep extension. Keep that knee up in front of the hip. Good. Lower and lift. Last 2. Bend, and press. Lower and lift. Last one. Bend and press. Lower, I'm losing it, and lift. And bring it all the way down. Oh my, okay. That's not typically my wobbly side, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on the other side. Let's do the lunge on the other side. Nice job. Okay, you're gonna find your slider. Okay, your slider is under your left toes now. Your WundaCore is in your left hand. I'm sweaty. How about you guys? Okay, right foot is flat, your feet are hips width apart, okay? But you want the ball of the foot on the slider, the heel is lifted. Do not need the weight, so put that at the other end of your mat because we will need it when we hit that liberty again, okay? Here we go. Right foot stays put, your right hand is on your hip. Let's slide back into that lunge. Right now, one side may feel very different than the other. I want you to take a moment and figure out those little compensations that might be happening. All right, so your first one, you're gonna hold it because I want you to look for your knee. Is it tracking with big toe, second toe? Get it over the footbed, okay? Your left hip is reaching forward, your right sitting bone is reaching back. You have a natural tilt of your torso. Make sure that left shoulder is not dropping. Okay, you're lifted off of that WundaCore. Here we go. You're gonna open the back of your right knee. So sliding open. Now maybe on this side, full extension isn't gonna happen, okay? Or maybe it is, right? Just take it slow. You need to come back. So now we pull with the hamstring. Good, recruit that psoas. Let's send that right knee in front of the right toe. So we slide forward. This is deep dorsiflexion, right? We close that angle at the front side of the ankle, right? Keep your heel down. Slide back to your normal lunge. Let's rise all the way up and bring the left knee in front of the hip with that WundaCore tall. Okay, a little bit of balance. We're prepping for the liberty that comes after this, right? So now you see that. You see the transition, right? Find your lunge. WundaCore touches the floor. We hold. That WundaCore provides some stability as we slide back, opening our right knee. Pull it back strong. Good, now slide that knee in front of the toes. Try not to get any taller, stay low. Come back to your normal lunge. And let's rise with intention, right? We press into the slider and lift that left knee in front of the hip. Hold. Good, bring it back, toes to the slider. Find your lunge, exhale. Hold. Inhale, open the back of your right knee. Good, exhale, pull it back. Now the right knee goes in front of the right toes. Come back to your normal lunge, and we rise all the way up, lifting the left knee in front of the hip. You got 3 more of those. Okay, let's nail them. Here we go. Left toes to the slider. Exhale, slide back into your lunge. Good. Natural bone rhythms. We allow the torso to tilt. Hold it. Open the back of that right knee. That WundaCore provides a little stability, which is nice for the brain, right? It's nice, it's helpful. Come back. Slide that knee in front of the toes, right? Everybody's range of motion is going to be different there. So you don't need to match me. Maybe you're getting deeper, maybe not as deep. It's your body, right? Come back to your normal lunge, hold it, and then we rise all the way up, left knee in front of the hip. Hold, find that balance, strong core, right? Think about the liberty that's coming, right? Toes to the slider. 2 more. Slide into that lunge. Hold. Open the back of the right leg. Breathe into the back side of that knee. Exhale, pull it back. Right knee in front of those right toes. Come back. Rise all the way up. Knee in front of the hip, hold. We have 1 more. 1 more, we're almost there. Let's do it. Slide into your lunge. Draw that belly button up and back between your shoulder blades, hold it. Open the back of the right knee. Good, try to relax your toes. Exhale, pull back. Right knee in front of the toes, hold it. Come back to your normal lunge. Rise all the way up. Lift that left knee in front of the hip. Now, you know we have one hold, right? One hold. Here we go. Left toes to the slider. You're going to slide into your lunge, and we're going to stay right there. So really find that beautiful form, right? Okay, we know what it's supposed to be. I don't need to keep saying it. Okay, now from here, we're going to drag that left knee under the hip so the femur gets sucked up into the pelvis, right? Our hips stay level. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, press into the slider. Lift the femur up into the hip. That's the psoas, right? And slide it back out. Exhale, pull. Inhale, slide. 3 more. Right leg is isometric. Try to relax your right toes so we don't get cramping through the calf, right? Or the front side of through the shin. And lengthen. Last 2. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. Exhale, drag it up into the pelvis. Inhale, send it back. And come all the way up. Oh, that butt cheek. I feel it. Okay, no longer do you need your slider, so kick that out of the way. Grab your weight with your right hand. The WundaCore is now the wide way, okay? It is gonna be at the top of your left thigh. I'm gonna face you. That is the best thing for me to do on this one. Okay, left knee is gonna come in front of the hip. Your WundaCore is at the top of the thigh. Left palm on the opposite side. You're gonna take that right arm, bring it up against the ear, okay? Hold. We're gonna intention into the WundaCore. So the core is strong here, right? Okay, here we go. Exhale, press down into the WundaCore. Don't let the knee move. And release. Good. Press down and release. Excellent. Control. You're pressing from your back, not from your shoulder. Okay? Woo. 3. And release. Last 2. Press. Good. Balance is going to feel different from side to side. Okay, last 1. And release. Now, hold it here. You're going to give me some intention on that WundaCore, not a ton. All right, because now we're going to work that right arm. It's a tricep extension. And press. Lower the right arm. And lift. Hold it. Tricep. And extend. Keep that arm close to the ear. Lower and lift. You've got this. Bend and press. Good. Lower and lift. Make adjustments, right? If you lose that intention on the WundaCore, bring it back for these last 3. Extend and lower. Good. 2 more. Keep that knee at hip height. Lift, bend, and press. And lower. Whoo, lots of balance. Last one. Last one. Lift. Tricep extension. Lower. And lift it. And bring it all the way down. Whoo, the balance was going there. Okay, last and final thing. No weight. Only your WundaCore. You're going to come down onto your mat. Okay? You're going to take the WundaCore around the shins. Okay, so here we go. Slip your legs inside the WundaCore. Okay, now you've got outbound intention into your WundaCore. So you're gonna light up the lateral line of the leg, the outside of the leg, okay? This is quite a challenging move. So if the whole thing is not working for you today, you do what you can of this movement, okay? The rest will follow, right? It gives you a chance to come back and do this class again. So come on down on your back, all right? Your arms are gonna come up and over your chest, okay? Your legs, we're gonna lift them up into tabletop. So already we feel the work, but we've prepped the core. It's ready for this. This is an advanced movement sequence right here, okay? So you do of it what you can. All right, here we go. Now, you're gonna point your toes. Knees are directly over your hips. Outbound intention into the WundaCore. You're gonna exhale and give me an ab curl. So head, neck, and shoulders are gonna lift and you're gonna hold. Now you feel your low back touching the mat. Okay, keep it there. You're gonna lengthen your arms and your legs, all right? And then we're gonna pull to teaser. So that's why I want you to know it's coming. Inhale, lengthen your arms overhead, lengthen your legs. Your biceps never pass your ears. Now from here, you're gonna lift up into teaser. Now if full teaser is not for you, you can bend your knees, you can put your hands down, okay? Find what works for you today. Every day is different. Every day, okay? Lengthen back down, stay long, stay long, stay long. Don't put your head down, because now you're gonna bring your elbows and your knees in a tight curl, all right? All the way. I want you to think about your elbows reaching your hips, okay? Inhale, lengthen out, don't put your head down. This is a boat hold, right? Strong core, ribs wrapping, no rainbow in the low back. Pull up to your teaser, right? You need to keep the outbound intention or we're gonna lose the WundaCore. Lower back into that boat hold and pull elbows and knees. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, pull up to teaser, hold. Arms parallel with legs. Yes. Lower down, don't let your head go down. Exhale, pull it in, nice and strong, nice and strong. 3 more. Inhale. After this, it's over, right? It's over, so you know you're at the tail end. Let's get it done, right? It doesn't last forever. Lengthen all the way down, don't put your head down. Exhale, curl. 2 more. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, lift it up, right? Everything with intention, outbound. Right, lower into that boat. Exhale, pull. Last and final one. Inhale, reach, no surprises. Exhale, pull up to teaser. Hold it. Lower into your boat, don't put your head down. Exhale, knees and elbows. Lengthen all the way out. And release it all the way down. Ooh, wow, right? Just the way that we'll close it up with a bang. Take off the WundaCore. 45 minutes, right? Just like that, boom. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a nice little hug. Stay right here. Let's find our breath. Inhale. Now with your inhale, I want you to think about your ribs getting wider, not expanding your belly out, not lifting your shoulders towards your ears. Think about your ribs. You can even put your hands on your ribs. Let's give a nice inhale. Exhale, long and slow. Narrow the rib cage as you exhale. 1 more of those. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Go ahead and take your feet into happy baby. So you're going to grab the inside of your feet. Your knees are as wide as your shoulders or slightly wider than your shoulders. Right, my feet are facing the sky. I have nice open hips here. Okay, let your shoulders relax. Relax in this position. And then you're going to rock side to side. Just a little sway side to side. It doesn't need to be big. Close your eyes. Good. Let everything release. You're massaging the low back here. That was a hard class, but you did it, right? You crushed it. It's over. Now you can celebrate, right? Sometimes we just got to get through those 45 minutes. You're here for 4. Good. Last 3. Last 2. Good. Come all the way down. Bring your feet to the floor. Hang on to the outer line of your legs as you roll on up. We're going to stand. Bring one foot under the hip. Other foot follows. You're going to hang in a forward fold. Make sure the back of your knees are nice and soft. And on your inhale, you're going to round and stack that spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring your arms up and overhead. Palms pulled down in prayer, because you need to give yourself a big round of applause. Nice job today. Nice job. Lots of things we worked with. Lots of different movement patterns. All the elements and fundamentals of Pilates in there. Well done. I will see you next time.